I'm not good enough yet. That's not other people rejecting you, boo. That's you rejecting you. You're so worried that other people are going to reject you that you're rejecting you. And I guarantee you, you rejecting you is so much more painful than other people rejecting you. The continual habit of telling yourself you're not worthy yet is going to hurt so much more than some stranger on the internet being like, I don't like your post. Okay, I do. Suck a dick. Have a nice day. Hello and welcome to the inner game of entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Sarah, and I am here today with your Equinox Aries season reading for the collective. If y'all were at my Equinox ritual this morning, then you already know that today, for the Equinox, for the first day of Aries season, I opened the doors to a little surprise, brand new program that I created called the Self Trust Protocol. It is a 30-day intensive program to help you build the unshakable self-trust required for your next level of leadership. And I'm saying that because the reading that we collectively all just got from these cards, the way that we are about to be read on what we need to do to really step into the self-trust that we need in order to allow ourselves to grow, expand, and be seen to hit the level that our calling is asking us to step into. It's almost like I'm a very powerful witch who knows what's going on sometimes. So intuitiveedgecoaching.com/self-trust. Get yourself in. It's a month of very intensive work with me on building internal self-trust. It's not like anything else you've ever experienced. It is $300, $10 a day. And I am telling you right now, I very comfortably and confidently could add a zero to that price tag and feel okay about it. But I don't want to because I want you to get in and I want you to do this work with me. The doors are open right now. They close in 9 days. We're going to be working together for the entire month of April. I want you to get in sooner than that, though. I want you to get in as soon as you can, because the second you join, you're going to unlock the audio trainings. And I would love it if you could complete the audio trainings. There's not that many and they're short. They're between 7 and 20 minutes max. You're going to listen to the audios and you're going to do the worksheets before you start the 30-day challenge part of the work that we're going to do together in April. Go to intuitiveedgecoaching.com/self-trust, read the page. It's going to make sense. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And apparently, according to Spirit, this is the work that we all need right now in order to unlock our next level. So let's get into it. Right now, today, as I'm recording this, it is the equinox. Equal day and night. This one moment happens twice a year. This one moment where day and night are in equal balance, where in light and darkness are in equal tension. And after this moment, the balance tips and the light wins. The light wins. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you might be in your fall equinox right now if you're in the southern hemisphere. But speaking to my northern hemisphere witches. So what does that mean? It means if you've been coming out of a long, hard winter, a freeze, a time where you're doing deep inner work, where things have been dying, where you've been grieving, where you've been aching, where things have felt frozen, today is the crack through that, the thaw, where you can begin to see the light on the other side of this. We have to die to everything that went fallow in winter. We have to let it all go. We have to release the pain and retrieve the lessons and let that soil nourish the thing that we want to co-create next, the thing that we want to grow into. That's where we're headed. Aries season, the divine I am of the zodiac, the spark, the cry that says, I'm here and I need. I'm here and I need, and I don't care who sees me and I don't care who knows it. That is the energy of the moment. So we start with, as always, what is the current situation? The current situation is restore and replenish. This isn't just about rest, y'all. You are bone tired. You are exhausted from this deep wintering you've been doing, the inner work you've been doing, the preparation you've been doing for what's next. But now you need something that is so far beyond just rest. You can't just go lay down. You need restoration, replenishment, revival. That doesn't come from taking a day off, taking a day to lay on your couch and watch TV. This is going to come from taking a break from your routine completely and doing something different than you would usually do. You need some variety. You need to spice things up. You need some change. You have to bring fresh energy into your body, your mind, your heart, your routine, your days. You need to restore and revive yourself by changing up the usual flow of energy that runs through your being. You got to go somewhere different. You got to meet new people. You got to take different actions than you usually do. If usually you would stay home, and I'm going to say as we go into this reading, if usually you'd be like, I got to thug all this out by myself and not get help and not let anybody see me struggle, then you got to change it up. You got to go get help. You got to get in community. You got to do something different. You've got to bring in fresh energy. Part of the depletion you're feeling is because you've been trying to thug it out all alone in silence. That's not going to work anymore. You're not going to get any more healing doing it all alone. You can return to your regularly scheduled hibernation later if you want to, if it feels good. But right now, you need a break from that. You need to move something. You need to move into something that's beyond what is your known comfortable familiar. You got to shake yourself up. This oracle wants you to know that you've been working so hard and you've accomplished so much already, but you tend to sell your accomplishments short and put all your focus on what you haven't done yet. And that is another part of why you're so depleted and you feel like nothing's working. It's not actually that nothing's working. It's not that nothing's happening. It's that you're not allowing yourself to notice everything that has occurred and what has happened. So life is telling you, you need to take a pause from that constant focus on what you still need to do, where you still need to go, how hard you still have to work. You got to step away from that. You got to get into your body. You got to spend some time just being where you are right now. You got to remember how to just be where you are right now without constantly pushing yourself towards some invisible future. You got to take a break from pushing so hard, boo. You're going to be surprised by what even a couple days of this can do for you. We're just like, take a weekend. Take this weekend. It's Friday right now as I'm recording this. Turn your damn phone off. Turn your email off. Turn all of your notifications off. Take a full Shabbat, a do not disturb. Movies, walk outside, go to be in some nature, eat some good food, have some good sex, like go be a human for a couple days and just know all the work's still going to be there on Monday when you get back. Nothing bad will happen if you take a little time to just be where you are right now and enjoy it. That's what you need right now. There is also a confirmation here that you are in this threshold. You're in this transition between one level of experience and the next. So if you feel like you've been treading water, that you're like somewhere in between your old life and your new life, this particularly applies to you. If you've been feeling like you're working so hard and you just can't break into that next level, have faith. Where you're actually at right now is a purposeful breather in between the levels. You're not supposed to be there yet, or you would be. Soon you're going to have the power and the energy that you need in order to reach that next level and succeed. But you need to be here right now and focus on this restoration first. We're going to get way more deeply into what that is, but I'm telling you, it's about getting with people. It's about getting out of this rut you've been in of trying to do everything yourself. You are encouraged to trust yourself and know that what you need in order to succeed, what you're working on in order to consciously meet your own needs and your own goals is healthy and good. You've been working on this. And this oracle comes with confirmation that what you're doing is working. It is working. You are making progress, even if you feel like you don't see it yet. And it is bringing benefits. Just continue along the path and know that you are indeed healing. Things are working. We get in a hurry sometimes. We're like, oh, I'm doing all this journaling. I'm doing all this presence work. I'm doing all this breath work. I'm doing all this stretching. I'm doing all this whatever, and it's not working. I'm not there yet. Well, first of all, there is no there. You're going to be working on it forever. But second of all, it is working. Again, you're just so focused on where you want to get to that you're not noticing how far you've come. So, what is the block that's been keeping you from stepping into the level of replenishment that you need. It is free from judgment, free to love. This card is about the energy of the universal mother. It's about the feeling, if you can imagine it, like we're in a life that is so infused with bliss and love and wonder that we feel as safe and nourished as a little baby being held in the arms of the universal mother herself. In other words, it's about allowing yourself to accept nurturing, to receive love and care and nourishment and support just for being. My best friend has a little baby right now, and I can tell you right now, there are no babies who feel like maybe they don't deserve food. Maybe they don't deserve to be picked up when they cry. Maybe they don't deserve tickles. Maybe they don't deserve smiles. Babies don't feel that. Only adults do that shit. We learned that. It's not our natural state. We are born expecting that we deserve to be taken care of by virtue of having a body on the planet. Here I am, Aries season, the baby of the zodiac. Here I am. I'm hungry. I scream. I need. I want. Take care of me. This card has the energy of mothering. You are both the mother and the baby in this case. It's not necessarily about human children. It's about the thing you're trying to birth in the world, the thing that you're creating. You're taking care of this thing in the world. It's about taking care of people and loving them as if they were your own. The community you're building, the people you're here to take care of, the people you're here to help, your customers, your community, your folks. This is about you stepping into this fierce, devoted mama bear energy and mothering on a grand scale with groups, communities, causes, this thing that's bigger than you, that requires your devotion, your energy, your belief, your willingness to show up as either that wild protector, that fierce protective energy, or the supportive shoulder to lean on in order to bring that group, that project into healthy maturity. For you to be that mother, you can't be in your selfish maiden energy where you're like, I can't do anything. I'm a baby. Why does everyone expect me to do stuff? Just saying. Mother energy, mature mother energy. I'm here to take care of this thing. And the only way you can do that well is by allowing yourself to be nurtured, supported, and held equally. So the feeling that I'm getting is you've been preventing yourself from stepping into the new and into your next level, specifically because you've already given so much and worked so hard, and the way you've been doing it is full of self-neglect. It is full of struggle with boundaries. It is full of over-giving. It is full of undercharging. It is full of the energy of trying to prove worthiness, prove deserving, trying to prove to everybody that you deserve to be cared for, that you deserve to be paid, that you deserve to be nourished. And that energy is not going to work for your next level. If you're already struggling with boundaries, if you're already overgiving, if you're already struggling to take care of yourself, if you're already overworking at the level you're at now, how can the universe give you more? The universe isn't trying to hurt you. God doesn't want you to burn out. How can the universe give you more people, more clients, more customers, more responsibility, more visibility if you're not letting yourself receive graciously, lovingly, if you're not letting yourself receive the money, support, nurturing, and care, the rest, the replenishment that you need at the level you're at right now? It's not going to work. It is not going to work. If you know on a deep level that the way you're working is already burning you out at 20 customers, you can't have 200. You've got to heal this. This has to be cleared up. And this is a self-trust wound because it's about not believing that you're worthy as you are. It's about not trusting that the work you're already doing is enough, that you as you are enough, that your expertise as it is enough. Ask me how I know. If you're not letting yourself receive at the level of help and support, the level of rest and replenishment, the level of nourishing and nurturing, the level of compensation that you give out, you will not be able to reach your next level. You will not be able to reach your next level until you allow yourself to have the level of support you actually need to sustain at that level, not just to reach it, to sustain at it. How are you going to be okay with 10x the clients you have now if you ain't got no boundaries? How are you going to be okay at 10x a level of income you have now if you agonize over receiving money and think you don't deserve it and it makes you feel unsafe? You can't do it. So maybe this shakeup, this replenishment of needing to do something different than you would usually do is about allowing yourself to receive a greater amount of care, a greater amount of nurturing, a greater amount of support. The universe delights in giving to you. When somebody gives us a gift, what they want to see is us go, oh my God, this is so great. Thank you so much. I love it. I'm going to use it all the time. This is the best thing that makes me so happy. The person who's giving it to us is filled with delight when they watch us receive it fully and delight in it. If somebody hands us a gift and we go, I can't take that. Please take it back. I don't want it. Get that away from me. That's unsafe. If somebody hands us a gift and we go, meh, I don't want that. They're not having fun. We're not allowing the circuitry to complete. We're being a little bit bratty and ungrateful, frankly. You gotta start taking the shit that's being handed to you and say, thank you. Please, sir, may I have another? Yes, more please, more of this, more nurturing, more delight, more money, more approval, more praise, more yeses from our ideal clients, more people reaching out to us and saying, your work is so good. Yes, thank you, more of that. That feels good. I like it. Not, I don't think I deserve that. I'm not good enough yet. That wasn't really that good. That's got to stop. That's got to stop. The universe delights in giving to you. If you have wounds around receiving things in exchange for your gifts, in exchange for what you're giving, if you are over giving in an effort to prove, the energy of proving, if you overgive and overgive and overgive and keep nothing for yourself, that must be healed. That is the block between you and your next level. If you got a hole in the bucket and you're saying, can you please send more? They're like, patch the hole. Not going to send you more. You're just leaking it all everywhere. Patch the hole. That's your work. So you've been asking for a solution to a specific challenge that you've been having. And this oracle wants you to know that the solution is on the way. It's in the works. It's already being sorted out. The resolution is going to come to fruition very soon. But you've got to do this work. You got to patch this hole that you've got around allowing yourself to be nurtured, to believing that you're worthy of receiving nourishment by virtue of being in a human body on the planet. The work that you're here to do, this project that you want to bring to fruition, is also about helping other people. It's about serving others. It's about gifting others. It's about healing others. You're so supported in doing this work. You're supposed to do this. It's what you're here to do. But if you do it in a way that burns you out, it will not be sustainable. So that's not going to work. You're not going to be able to do this from a place of being drained, depleted, lost in despair, lost in the fear of futility. This isn't good enough. It's never going to work. Your work is in service to life itself. So you have to allow yourself to be compensated in a big way, to be cared for, to be taken care of, for your body to be well, enough that you can continue doing the work. You already know this intellectually, but you're not letting yourself live it. And until you start allowing yourself to live it, until you decide that you are just as worthy of love, care, dignity, respect, and happiness as everyone else on the planet, you will stay at this level. In case you're worried that maybe that's not true, I can just remind you that your body is made of the same thing as the earth. Your body is made of the same thing as the stars. The heat in your digestive system is the same thing that heats the fire in the sun. The air in your lungs is the air that moves through the trees. You are just as worthy as every other part of nature. You don't need to, trees aren't out here trying to prove that they deserve oxygen. They're not. They know you give me oxygen, I give you back CO2, right? Like, here we go. This is the loop. This is the agreement. The sky gives rain, the earth gives flowers. There we go. This is the agreement. The earth isn't out here trying to prove it deserves rain. Stop trying to prove that you're worthy by giving everything you have away. Take your rightful place. The gift that lies for you on the other side of removing this block, and it's interesting because I think the gift and the block are reciprocal. The gift that lies for you on the other side of removing this block is release the dark wound and let love live. So what's the dark wound? Say it with me. It's perfectionism. It's perfectionism. When we try to force something away from its source, right, away from its mother too soon, we can unintentionally sap it from its source of power, from its strength, and we can kill it. The dark wound in the consciousness of is the part of the consciousness of humanity that demands perfection and denies process. I say it again, demands perfection and denies process. So if you are worried about being rejected by publishers before you've started writing your book, if you're comparing your unwritten song that you only have like a little hum bar of to the #1 song on the charts, if you're comparing the business that you just got your first client in with someone else's 7-figure business, that's the dark wound. You've already decided you're not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you've even given this everything you've got, which includes asking for divine help and getting support and going all in on it and putting miles and miles and miles of effort and consistency under your belt. Then you're in the hold of the dark wound. So the gift that's going to come from allowing yourself to receive nurturing as you are right now is that you finally get to let go of this death grip of perfectionism and just let your ideas live. Love is an abundant, creative resource. It moves so much more joyously and freely than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love. What inspires you? What excites you? What feels joyful? What feels different? Let that live. And then let yourself be seen. Let that work be seen. Let people like it. Let people like you. Let people support you. When you start allowing yourself to receive and get support and have people show up for you the way you show up for other people, it's going to start to heal this dark wound, this false belief that you have to be perfect before you're allowed to be in community. That you have to perfect everything before you're allowed to be seen, before you're allowed to be supported. That's the thing that needs to be healed for you to receive, but it's also the thing that will be healed the moment you start allowing yourself to receive right now without proving anything. You see how I said they're like a little bit tautological? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. You just have to decide, and we're going to get into this because there's another card. You just got to decide right now, the way that I am today, I'm good enough. I'm worthy of love right now. I'm allowing myself to be seen in process. I'm allowed to allow myself to be supported in process. Will I be better in 5 years? Yes. But does that mean I should wait for 5 years before I let myself be seen? No. I'm good enough now to charge for my work now. I'm good enough now to sell now. I'm good enough now to let people see me now. I'm good enough now to lead now. I'm good enough now to be in community now. And I will continue to get better as I continue to do the work. Both things are true. But this idea that we have to hold ourselves in isolation and not let ourselves receive anything before we can allow people to see us makes us feel like we're not good enough. And then the feeling that we're not good enough makes us not let people see it. We got to stop it. Yo, it's crazy. This is crazy town. This has to stop. So the block is going to give you the gift, right? Letting yourself be nurtured and supported now is going to give you the gift. But you're also going to have to give yourself the gift of allowing yourself to receive before you're perfect. So if your brain is going, but I can't let myself receive generously because I'm not good enough yet, then you know that this is your thing to heal. You know that I'm talking directly to you. There are so many stories in the world of very successful artists and creators who almost didn't put their thing out, the thing that made their career, because they were in the grip of perfectionism, in the grips of the dark wound. They were doubting, they were uncertain, they didn't think anybody would like it. They didn't believe the work was really good. They were worried that it wouldn't be accepted by others. And the world nearly lost that work. You almost didn't have your favorite album, your favorite movie, your favorite book because somebody else was in the grips of perfectionism and didn't think it was good enough yet. Thank God they didn't trash it. Thank God they let us have that work. And now think about all the times this has happened when artists or creators really did trash the work and not allow it to live because they let the dark wound win. Do not let this happen to you. Whether the thing that you're creating is going to be or meant to be commercially viable or just a creation for your own healing, just for the process of creating it, it still needs to be allowed to live without judgment and criticism. It still needs to be allowed to live without premature evaluation. You have to let it be what it is, and it will show you, right? Only time and love and patience and attention are going to allow it to show you what it even really is. You don't even know what it is yet because you haven't let it live, right? This card always makes me think about the kind of parent, not the mature mother, not the mother we're talking about here, not the universal mother, the kind of parent who has a baby and decides when the baby is born that that baby's going to be a doctor, that that baby's going to be a certain kind of person. And you might have had that kind of parent. We're going to talk about that in a second because that might be how you got this wound. You're going to be a certain type of person that the parent wants you to be because it validates something in the parent's ego. And they're putting all this pressure on this baby to be a specific thing. You don't even know who that person is yet. You don't even know who that person is yet, right? That's not what children are supposed to be. You're supposed to allow the child to come here and you just like feed it and nurture it and love it just for being here. Just because it's a human on earth, it is inherently worthy of that. And you let it grow up and develop its own interests and its own personalities. And then the kid tells you who they are. And you go, wow, that's so cool. I love you. Wouldn't that have been different? Wouldn't that have been great if you got that? Wouldn't your life be different if you got that? So if you're parenting yourself like a shitty parent who's telling you you have to be an international bestseller, or you can't write a book, that you have to have a 7-figure business, or you can't launch a program, that you have to whatever before you whatever, like you got to stop being a shitty parent to yourself. You got to stop mothering yourself in a shitty way. Okay? You have to let your work grow and then assess it rather than trying to assess it before it grows. So if you decide I'm worthy of help right now today, however I am, I'm worthy of being seen, I'm worthy of allowing myself to be seen in process, in my growing, right? Just like a flower, it doesn't hide until it's all the way grown and then go, ta-da. You get to watch it grow. You get to delight in it every day, in every cycle. You have to start letting yourself receive big help and get it now. That is going to start to heal this wound of perfectionism that's been holding you back. And conversely, in order to allow yourself to receive right now, you have to stop telling yourself that you're not worthy of receiving because you're not good enough. These things go hand in hand. You feel me? So, how do we deal with other people during this period? The card that came up is the word wants to be written. You may have been taught. This is where we talk about that parent. If you had that kind of parent who put a lot of pressure and expectations on you that you needed to be what they wanted you to be and that what you are was not good enough, well, surprise, that's why you are the way you are right now. But we got to let that go. You may have been taught that your creativity is something you have to work really hard to access, that finding your purpose is really difficult and you have to search for it, that receiving money, clients, support for your soul work is really hard and you have to work really hard for it. But what this card says is what you are is within you and it just wants to come out. You don't have to struggle so much. because this is coming up in the place of how we deal with other people, it's just like, just stop trying to prove everything to everybody. Stop trying to convince people. Stop giving so much to get the bare minimum. Stop thinking you have to over deliver and work really, 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 really hard just to get the tiniest scraps back. You just get to be yourself and be compensated handsomely for being yourself. The real struggle is not about finding something or proving something or showing something. This is about letting go of the idea that you ever needed to search and work so hard for your spot in the first place. The process of receiving your life path is a natural process. The process of activating your divine birthright is a natural process. It's more about letting go of everything that's blocking that. It's about getting out of the way of it, not making something happen and efforting and forcing. Being yourself is the foundation from which your true life path is going to reveal itself. It's also the way you're going to find your people. Because if you attract people based on this persona of, I have no boundaries and I overgive and I'll do anything for you and I don't need anything for myself, surprise, you're going to attract a bunch of people who want you to stay that way. We don't want those people. Being yourself is about giving yourself permission to love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances. You hear me? Permission to love, honor, and accept yourself in all circumstances, especially the ones where you feel tempted to reject or judge yourself. If you are in the death grip of perfectionism, if you are not letting yourself be seen or supported because you're telling yourself a story of rejection and judgment in your head, I'm not good enough yet. That's not other people rejecting you, boo. That's you rejecting you. You're so worried that other people are going to reject you that you're rejecting you. And I guarantee you, you rejecting you is so much more painful than other people rejecting you. The continual habit of telling yourself you're not worthy yet is going to hurt so much more than some stranger on the internet being like, I don't like your post. Okay, I do. Suck a dick. Have a nice day. Go look at the literally bazillion other pages you could look at and leave me alone because I like me. You are the person rejecting yourself. You are the person judging you. I'm going to say it again. Being yourself is about giving yourself permission to love and honor and accept yourself in all circumstances. So whatever pops up in your head and goes, but not that circumstance, not the circumstance of this thing, not when I'm like this, not when I don't have makeup on, not when I don't look put together, not when I don't have all my I's dotted or all my T's crossed. You're coming up with the barriers to entry. That's you. You're the person telling yourself there are conditions on loving you, that there are conditions on loving your work, that there are conditions upon which you will be found valuable and that you're not meeting those conditions. You're doing that. Other people aren't doing it. You're doing it. They haven't even gotten to see the shit yet because you won't show it to them because you're too busy judging yourself and telling yourself you're not worthy yet. You got to stop it. Your job right now is to get out of the way of letting people show you that's not true. By just showing up and letting yourself be seen, just showing up as yourself, showing up as you are right now today, unpolished and whatever the fuck, and just say what you need to say, share what you need to share, make the invitations, make the offers, and then let people show you. Because people are going to say, I do like that, right? That's where that big receiving is going to come back. People are going to be like, oh, hey, I do like that. And that's how we heal the wound. We go, oh shit, all this time it was me? Seeing that, the Scooby-Doo where they pull the mask off, it's you underneath the mask. You're the villain. You're the one stopping you. And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you crazy kids. You have to let people show you that they like it, which means you've got to be vulnerable. This is how we heal the wound. You let people accept you in the circumstances that you keep telling yourself no one will ever accept. And then you're going to have new evidence that that's not true. And maybe it was never true. And maybe it was just a brain weasel all along. Because the people who really matter aren't tripping off of whatever it is you're telling yourself is so objectionable. They don't care. They're going to like it. They're going to like you. They're going to want to pay you for it. They're into it. This oracle wants you to know that the thing you're trying to seek, to create, to live, to manifest, it's actually very natural for you. You don't need to work hard at it. It's who you are. That's why you want to do it. So if you experienced manipulative, controlling parenting growing up, then you would have felt like it's very hard to access your natural state. You would have been too busy trying to adapt in order to survive your childhood. So then you finish navigating childhood and you start to let go of who you were taught to be in order to become who you've always been, who you really are. At which point you probably found that your life path wasn't really easily accessible for you because your true and natural self had kind of gotten covered, gotten buried in layers of shame from all that early conditioning that you had to be something different than what you are in order to be loved or accepted. But your natural self hasn't gone anywhere. It's still in there. It's still in you. So now, today, Aries season, fire, we are burning away the walls of shame. Stepping into like, who cares? The Aries I am. The baby cry that says, here I am. Feed me. Take care of me. Hold me. Just because I'm here. I'm enough. I'm worthy because I'm here. And I'm going to love myself. And you can take me or leave me. I love me. I back me. I support me. I say I'm good enough. And therefore I am. And I'm going to act like I am. And I'm going to trust that I am. I'm going to behave like I am. And the people who are around who are going to like me are going to like me just like this. And the people who don't like me as I am were never going to like me anyway. So I can stop doing fucking backflips trying to get them to like me. You have to send an energetic message to whoever it was that shamed you in the first place, whether they meant to or not. It could be a parent, a teacher, an ex, a former friend group, somebody who was struggling with their own shame wound so deeply that they couldn't help but try to control and mold and inform your personality so that you wouldn't experience the same shame they were experiencing. This oracle wants you to know you're powerful enough to break that cycle now. If this is really resonating for you and you have a lot of shame, I really highly recommend working with David Bedrick. Bedrick. He's here on Instagram. He is a shame researcher and teacher and facilitator, and his work is really, really good. So remember this thing about like not waiting to receive help. If you're like, oh, this is the help I need, I got to get through this shame so I can trust that I'm allowed to just be witnessed in the world and be safe, go do some work on shame. Get yourself the help you need. It is time for you to let go of the shaming witness inside yourself that says you're not good enough and claim yourself in love instead. The thing you are here to create, the work you're here to do, it is you. You're naturally gifted at it. Naturally gifted at it. Not work so hard at it that you earned. You're naturally gifted at it. That's why you want to do it. So you've got to drop the defenses. You've got to drop into a little bit of grit and confront the power that this old shame has over you and declare it done. It is time to be naked with yourself, with the universe, with God. Just acknowledge how gorgeous you are in the mirror. Damn, I don't brag enough. And get on with your work. Life is encouraging you to do so because the work wants to happen. The word wants to be written. The work that is meant to come through you, it wants to live, but you're over here telling it it can't live because it's not good enough, but you haven't even tried to make it yet because you're too worried that you're going to burn yourself out because you ain't got no boundaries. Fix it. Hype first day of Aries season. You got to stop telling yourself that people are going to judge you. You got to stop telling yourself that you have to earn approval. You got to stop. It's never been about other people judging you. It's been you. You are the one judging you. You're the one saying you're not good enough to be loved yet. You're not good enough to be paid yet. You got to stop. You got to stop. The message from your spirit guides, this is very interesting too, collaborative dreaming. It's about people. All of this is about allowing yourself to work with people. But here's where we really get into the self-trust. You are dreaming not just for yourself, but for a new humanity. The work you want to do in the world is about building a world that has more love, more respect, more understanding, more community, more beauty, more life. You have this dream because you were meant to come here into this body, into this life, to co-create and cooperate with other people on the planet at this time in this unique way. None of it's an accident. Your work is part of an energy on the planet of collective win-win solutions that are meant to benefit both you and everyone else. Both you and everyone else. Not just you're meant to come here and give to others and have nothing for yourself. If it's meant to help humans, guess who's also a human? You. You also get to win-win in the win-win scenario. You don't want to be paid and well-known and respected for your work for selfish reasons. That's a byproduct of the actual healing and helping and growing work that you're here to do on the planet. You being paid well, you being respected, you being well-known, that's a byproduct of how many people you're helping. So you don't want it for selfish reasons. You don't have to be worried that it's wrong for you to want those things. You get to be included in this inspired win-win that you're trying to create. Your dream business, your growth, your next level requires that you acknowledge and honor your need to co-create with conscious, like-minded people. Conscious, like-minded people. Co-create with conscious, like-minded people. It's almost like the cards are saying that you're here to give some stuff to exactly the people who are going to like it. And then they have to also collaborate with you by giving back to you and saying, here's some money, here's some applause, here's some thank yous for the work that you're doing. Your desire to be generously compensated and well supported so that you have the resources to continue to do your work is not selfish. If there are any blocks inside you that say you don't deserve to be in community yet, you don't deserve to be seen yet, you don't deserve to have an audience yet, I'm telling you, they gotta go. Any starving artist, humble healer shit, gotta go. Anything inside you that's like, I have to prove myself before I'm allowed to earn enough money to feed myself comfortably and take care of myself, it's got to go. You're never going to get where you're trying to go believing that. It has to be cleared. If you need help to get it cleared, get help to get it cleared. You're here to help people, which includes you because you're also people. And you're going to have to heal your relationship with community. If you want a business that's really thriving, that means you want to lead a community. You want to lead your customers. You're going to have to lead a team. So if you have wounds around being in community, or if you have wounds around power or leadership, either if that's from previous communities you've been a member of, childhood bullying, bad friendship groups, you've gone through patches around working with other people or being in groups of people that were really rough, around collaborative projects where like ideas clashed and there were different ways of working and you got burned, you lost yourself, you didn't know how to speak up for yourself, you got taken advantage of, all those boundary things, you've got to heal that. And you have to understand and trust and believe that that's not what your business is going to be like. That's not what your team is going to be like. That's not what your community is going to be like because you're the leader of your community. You're the leader of your team. You're the person setting the tone of your company culture, the expectations of the culture, the way that things happen around you. You're the boss. So you've got to heal anything that you've got around being in charge and being in community. You've got to heal your stuff around leadership. If your perfectionism stuff is around leadership, it's like, oh, I can't lead because I'm not happy every day. I don't feel good every day. I don't look good every day. That's not what leadership requires. Leadership doesn't require perfection. Leadership requires vulnerability in hard moments. Leadership requires you being the person willing to stand up and say, here's what we're going to do when everybody else is freaking out. And it doesn't matter if you have makeup on. It doesn't matter if you have a perfect plan. It doesn't matter if you spent 6 months working it out. It's just who's the person who's willing to stand up and take control of the emotional moment. That's what leadership requires of you. Leadership requires much more vulnerability than it requires perfection. I promise. This stuff has to be healed so that you can reach your next level. Anything that has been in your system around unresolved issues about being valued or capable in big groups, any issues that you have about taking responsibility, any insecurities you have about being in the role of leadership or needing to collaborate or needing to support others, those got to be healed because your next level demands it. The business you're building demands that you're comfortable in your leadership, that you're comfortable in community, right? To have a team, you have to be willing to ask for help. You have to train your team how to work in your business, and then you have to be able to give them feedback. You got to be able to have hard conversations. To have lots of customers, you got to have customer service, right? You got to heal this stuff about how you feel about people. And some of it is you saying you're not ready yet and being afraid to step into this leadership role. So you've got to heal any previous wounds about being in groups, being in community, having responsibility, or being seen as an authority. Spirit needs you. That's the message from your spirit guide. Spirit needs you to heal whatever that is. You need to heal so that you can step into a leadership role to be seen by way more people, to be appreciated by way more people. And again, all of this is about boundaries. Going back to that restore and replenish. The universe can't give you more if you're not allowing yourself to be cared for now. If historically groups didn't work for you because you didn't have boundaries and you people pleased and you let people walk all over you and you lost your voice and you're avoidant and you disappear in conflict, or you're quick to anger and you lose your shit in conflict, all of this has to be cleared up so that you can have your next level. There's no way around it. There's no way for you to grow this thing as big as you want to grow it without healing whatever these wounds are about people. You're part of a new creative learning program for humanity. This moment is about highly individualistic, creative people learning how to work together without compromising who they are in order to reach common creative goals. It is a wonderful, challenging, creative spiritual task, and it is part of your mission on the planet. You need to have a strong sense of self in order to be able to engage with others in a way that's healthy without losing your own voice. You need a strong sense of self to be flexible, but not to know when to bend, but not break. You have to be able to hold your own and hear others. You've got to be able to intuit, when is it a good heart-inspired sacrifice? And when do I need to stay true to my own voice and back myself for the greater good? Only the heart can guide you here, not your head. Because your head is just going to tell you all about the past times it went badly and give you a bunch of anxiety. You've got to move from your heart here. You must learn how to hear your own voice. You've got to trust yourself. You've got to trust yourself. That is the theme of the season. I'm telling y'all, join the self-trust protocol. Go to intuitiveedgecoaching.com/self-trust, y'all. You've got to trust yourself. Your next level of leadership requires that you trust yourself, that you trust your voice, that you're going to know when it's right to connect with the group, when it's right to say yes, when it's right to say no, when it's right to step back, when it's right to move on. You're going to be able to do this. And you have to be able to heal this in this moment. This is showing up at this point on your journey for a specific reason. You've got to stop thinking of yourself as a lone wolf. Yes, you have your own path and your own work to accomplish for your own growth and for the greater good. You have to step into greater community, greater leadership, greater connection with other people. You cannot stay in hyper individualism and isolation. You can't do it. There are people on the way to help you. There's people on the way who want to be part of your work. A single drop of water can only do a little bit on its own, even though it's precious. But together, the drops of water are a wave that can make a huge impact on the world. You're meant to make a wave. So if you've been in group situations or leadership situations in the past that have really hurt you, you have to let go. You have to heal that in order to move on. Your next level requires you to lead and to have a much bigger relationship with many more people than you've allowed yourself to have so far. And you have to have self-trust that you're going to have your own back in order to do that. You cannot allow any other person or group of people to become more powerful than your own inner wisdom. So if it comes from loving authority, then that's the way you go. If it comes from a place of fear-based control, you move away from it. That's how you start practicing self-trust. And finally, the last message. How do you bring all of this into fruition? The card that we got is the perfection of your life. Right now, in this moment where you're between your old life and your new one, your old level and your next level, you might feel like you're caught in a storm. It can really feel quite violent and like it's really kind of knocking you for a loop. All of the letting go, all of the releasing of the people who are not for your next level and the inviting of the people who are. It might be very anxiety inducing. It might not feel very beautiful right now. It might feel like internal chaos or even external chaos. You might just feel this sense of like anxiety or restlessness to get to your next level that you can't quite articulate, but it's really throwing off your balance. And the thing you want to think about is the way that a storm looks from above. It looks like this perfect, crystalline, geometric shape and pattern. That's what your life is right now. Everything is unfolding according to a higher order. You are moving through transition, and transition doesn't feel like stability. It feels like transition, right? Think about moving, literally moving house, right? In the moment where you're not quite out of the old house and you're not all the way into the new one, you're in your old place and it's full of boxes and it's like kind of dirty and you're like half moving into the new one and getting it set up. That feels very chaotic. It doesn't feel settled. It's not transition energy is not settled energy. Once you get to the new house, you get the old house all the way cleaned out, you turn in your old keys, you're all the way settled in the new one, unpacked, everything's the way that you want it to be. That's where settled energy comes. You're not there right now. Right now, you're in the move. So if it feels a little chaotic, that's correct. Nothing's wrong. Things are being cleared out. Feathers are being ruffled. You are being prepared for what's going to emerge fresh and new on the other side as a result of the storm passing. You're not forgotten. Nothing is wrong. You are exactly where you're supposed to be right now, primed on the in-between, no longer at your old level and not fully yet at the new one. And thank God, because as you've heard in this reading, you got a lot of healing to do and a lot of energetic cleaning up to do before you step into that next level and feel safe there. Accept that this is where you are right now and get deliberate about where you're headed. But don't be in a rush to move through this moment because there's work you have to do at this moment, and this work is part of your path as well. I said what I said. Join the self-trust protocol. It's going to change your next season. intuitiveedgecoaching.com/self-trust. Go check it out. So I went to draw a shadow card for the season and two popped out together and they felt very fitting. So we're going to do both of them. We got death and transmute here on the spring equinox, the light and the dark in equal measure, death and transmute. So let's start with the dying. See if I can show it to you. This card signals that an ending, change, or metaphorical death is currently happening. It may feel like the universe is stripping things away from you. You may feel shaken, raw, and uncertain. This is okay. This period is a preparation for what is to come. New adventure and abundance is making its way to you, and it needs space. Sometimes we can get too focused on the things that we're getting rid of or the things that need to die, and we're not inviting new things into our life. When we bring new, more into our life, it is easier to allow things to die. That sounds a lot like scarcity, doesn't it? We're focused so much on what we're going to lose that we're not allowing ourselves to focus on what we're going to gain. We're not letting anything new in. If you find yourself in a period of death, try to incorporate some new things and see if you can enjoy balance. And then we have transmute. I'm noticing if I hold it like this, you can see it nice with the light. Transmute. Within you lies the ability to take dense energy and turn it into a lighter and higher vibration. You can do this in response to constricting situations, difficult relationships, or blockings within your internal landscape. Sometimes we do not need to consciously work at the issue, but simply have the intention of release. This card is an invitation to identifying that which needs to shift and create a sacred container for what you want to transmute. That's what I have for you today. If you feel read to filth, I would love to hear about it. You can email me, intuitiveedgecoaching@gmail.com. You can comment on Instagram, Intuitive Edge Coaching, or at Inner Game of Entrepreneurship. Yes, that's the Instagram. It's Inner Game of Entrepreneurship. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much for being here. If you're watching on Instagram or YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Wherever you are right now, plug it in, intuitiveedgecoaching.com/self-trust. Sign up for the self-trust protocol. Just do it. We're going to work together for 4 weeks. It's going to be fucking great. I'll see you there. Okay, love you. Bye.
That's our episode for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. I know there are so many things that you could be doing with your day, so many things you could be listening to, and it means so much that you are here in this community. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment, share it on social media, and tag me at Intuitive Edge Coaching. Share it with a biz bestie who you think needs to hear it and will appreciate it. And take a moment to to subscribe, and to leave a 5-star review wherever you are listening. It helps me grow this show, and it helps us grow and sustain this brilliant community of entrepreneurs dedicated to doing the inner work. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, love you. Bye.